I want to beat up Luigi.
Is it because of the casino?
Yes, because of the casino. Man, if only there was a way to beat him up in a video game, you know, to take out this anger I have against him.
Super Smash Brothers.
Yeah, but I'm not good enough at Smash to do it. Oh, I know!
You will practice.
What? No, that's ridiculous. I'm gonna play other platform fighter games to get better at Smash. I mean, their logic is flawless when you really think about it. It's flawless. Platform Fighter, the name says it all. It's a fighting game in the style of a platformer. I like these games because they're easier to swallow than more traditional fighting games. I don't have to enter a cheat code to do moves. It's jumping, light attacks, and heavy attacks. Of course, Super Smash Bros. Was the game that popularized the genre, and that's why some of these games get called the Smash clone. But don't be fooled. A lot of these games do go out of their way to be unique and fun, especially in more recent years with the rise of games in this genre. But do these games have the same appeal? It's easy for Smash to get away with this because they have a lot of IPs that are either platformers or that can be easily translated to a platformer. So what happens when you have all original characters in a platform fighter? One game that went with this was Brawlhalla. It's a free game, and I used to play this game back when it was early access, and I gotta say, I like it a lot. You got a cast of characters, and they're all distinct. They have all their own weapons that they can grab, and they can use both light and heavy attacks. Just like Smash Brothers, you have to knock your opponent off the stage, so that much isn't too different. Brawlhalla is very interesting because they do have a lot of crossovers with specifically TV shows, so familiar faces do tend to pop up. From cartoons like Adventure Time to the most recent being Walking Dead, and while normally I would think that this is kind of strange, the art style of Brawlhalla kind of works for these shows. The 2D animated art style really makes Brawlhalla shine through, and I honestly prefer this kind of style for this kind of game. But the art style isn't the only thing that's unique, as the core gameplay itself has been expanded upon, mainly within the air. The game is very floaty, and I like this a lot because it's a great challenge to knock off your opponents, and while there are a variety of characters, the character-specific weapons are balanced enough to not have this broken tier list structure that most fighting games have. This makes it so if you're skilled enough to understand the mechanics and how to use them, you can not only stay on the stage, but you can rack up more damage to your opponents in order to knock them further away. Yep. Just like Smash Bros., the more you're beaten up, the further you fly. It makes it so dodging in this game becomes inherently more important here than in Smash Bros., as the high damage might be the difference between you getting back on the stage or hitting that death plane. Man, this game is so fun, and with so many characters too. Oh man, I can't wait to play with all of them. What the shit is this? Now, of course, like any other game, you have characters to unlock, but unlike other games, here, you have to buy the characters if you want to unlock them. To get the complete cast, it's 20 bucks, so it's not too bad if you're into the game. I mean, the base game is free, so that's really a plus. You can also just play the game and get tokens needed to purchase the characters individually, but I won't lie, it's tedious. But I still like this game, and it's very cartoony art style. I mean, it's better than the realistic grittiness that Brawl had. Something Sony would try to replicate. Speaking of Sony, the new Smash character is about to be announced, and I'll be damned if it isn't Fat Princess. Damn it! Actually, wait, this is way better. Why did I want this character? It's probably because she stands out within the roster of PlayStation All Stars Battle Royale. Seriously, look at this cast of characters. You got 2 Coles and a Raiden because Snake was too busy snapping Yoshi's neck in Brawl. This was a direct response to Super Smash Bros. Brawl, and well, they tried. I'll give them a C- because they tried. Did they try though? Because the more I think about it, the less I tend to believe that, because like with the roster, the gameplay is also it's just a bit janky. At first, it feels so off, and while you do get used to it, comparing it to Smash is like night and day. They get the smaller details wrong. For instance, you can't see your color combination before starting a match. That's so odd. It's like picking out your outfit blind. I thought these pants were a shirt! The arcade mode is pretty neat though. I like how there's lore told through a PNG slideshow at the beginning and at the end of the campaign, but we still have fully voiced and animated cutscenes in the middle of it. Why wasn't it the other way around? It's very much like Smash Bros. Classic or Adventure mode, but what makes it not too good is that these are all timed matches. It couldn't be that bad. I mean, it's not like it's gonna take forever. Who moved the skeleton? Yeah, it's hard because the matches take forever, and it's not clear how to murder your fellow PlayStation mascots at first. A lot of these stages are closed off. You can't just knock your opponent off, so the only way to defeat your opponent is with your supers. You have 3 levels of super, with the 3rd one being kind of like your final smash, and some of the time, it's overpowered, but it makes sense seeing as it's the only way to defeat your opponent. It's odd because there's still things like knockback and shooting your opponent across the stage, but it doesn't do much since you're all trying to fill your meter. It makes me think that instead of a platform fighter, that maybe it should have been a beat 'em up, op or even a traditional fighting game. It's not even that hard to fill the meter either, although the CPUs seem to have a tough time with it. I don't know, the balancing in this game just feels so weird. Matches take a long time because of this gimmick, and while I can commend them for trying their best to do a very unique take on the platformer fighter, it just falls flat because they didn't think about how changing the gameplay drastically can make the game feel stale and get old quickly. Also, Sackboy just blows up if he loses a match. What? But silly me, I'm playing the PS3 version. I mean, only true PlayStation All Star Battle Royale fans play the PS Vita version of the game. This is entirely sarcasm. I didn't even know this existed until about 2 seconds ago. Yeah, they made like a spin-off for the Vita, and if you want to buy this game on PSN on the PS3, you get this version. So what makes this thing so different? Nothing. I think there are more characters to unlock, but the gameplay in various modes don't really change at all. I actually prefer this version because for a portable fighting game, it's really fun and cool. On console, it just feels clunky. I understand why people like this game now. It's similar to Smash, but not a direct copy. I like this platforming genre. I just wish I could play as a pixelated orca with 4 legs. Spider! Rivals of Aether. No, not the Minecraft mod, you idiot. It's a platformer fighting game. Duh, but it feels quite similar to Smash Brothers. However, the characters and style of the game are very unique. You rack up percentages to knock your rival off the stage, and while the physics feel a bit slippery, it's quite an experience. What makes the game a bit more challenging is the lack of grabbing. You can't grab your opponents or the ledges of the stage. You can't even shield either, so you have to be very skilled to get back on the stage if you get knocked off. And the skill isn't coming from understanding the physics, it's understanding the characters, their movesets, what abilities they have to them. I'm scared to lift up the shoe because what if it's not dead? Every character has a distinct moveset, and the cast of characters even includes Shovel Knight and Ori. For the original characters, however, they each have their own gimmick that has to do with the elements of nature. This can be seen within the story mode, where each character goes through their own journey fighting the other elements. I like this mode. It does a lot of world building and makes me understand why these characters are fighting each other. I also like Tetherball because it's a pun. Now, while the game is on consoles, the best version of the game is hands down the Steam version for one reason. It's the Steam Workshop. Jesus Christ! Why won't you die? The Steam Workshop is basically official mod support for games, and the Rivals of Aether Workshop allows you to create characters and stages. Users from Steam are the ones who create these characters, and all of them are just great, from high-quality characters like Link, Pit, Rob, and Kirby, to unthinkable characters like Obama! Dude, Obama was so cool. Remember when he single-handedly fought Peter Griffin, Ed, and Luigi to save the world? There is so much on the Steam Workshop, and it keeps the game fresh. You can make it so it's a unique Smash Brothers, or a game that gets as ridiculous as Mugen. But I don't know, man, all these platform fighters, and I can't even play as some of my favorite cartoon characters. If only there was a game that had just that. No, that's not what I meant. Who allowed this to happen? Honestly, for the time, Cartoon Network had such a variety of shows and characters that this thing kinda made sense. It's just that it's so bad. I'm saying it right out of the gate. This game sucks. It's clunky. Characters will reach over 200%, but somehow still act as if they're at a lower percentage. The physics are also so off, and while I can commend the effort, I mean, the story mode seems to have a lot of love put into it with decently animated cutscenes. For the most part. This game just feels like a prototype, not a final product. It reeks of Smash clone, from the moves to the items in the stage. It just feels so awkward. It was clearly made to capitalize on a trend that Brawl set with the genre. While today games will expand upon the genre, Cartoon Network just decided to do a very poor job of copying it. Poorly trying to copy a popular platform fighter is one thing, but competing with it is another. I mean, I don't think all of these games out here are providing that competition, but there is one game, and that game has wave dashing. And it has SpongeBob in it too. I don't actually own it physically. Nickelodeon? Making good games all of a sudden? What the f happened? Nickelodeon All Star Brawl. It's so close to PlayStation All Stars that every time I think of this name, I think of that name instead, and so I just go into this spiral of confusion half the time. Partly developed by Ludosity, who also developed Slap City, another platform fighter. For an indie game, it wasn't too bad. Pretty solid fighter outside of the animations. Nick All Star Brawl is not even that too much different. It's smooth, fun to play, and the rosters, while small, is nice because not only do you have newer Nickelodeon characters like Lincoln from Loud House, but you also have classics like Ren and Stimpy. And let's not forget the most important character. Nigel, let's go, baby! Pinch them bitches! But this game is quite the odd one, as while it is a cast of Nickelodeon characters mainly targeted towards children, this game has a competitive side to it. You can wave dash in this game. You know, the exploit in Melee that lets you perform stationary attacks while moving, creating insane strategy in the competitive scene? Yeah, that's in this game, and it's kind of nuts. So with the Nickelodeon game being this competitive and honestly kind of good, does that mean it's a good replacement to Smash Brothers in any way? No! A replacement to Smash? 82 characters in this game with pretty solid mechanics and all fan serviced up the butt for fans who played the game since childhood. Yeah, try to replace that. But that doesn't mean these other games don't have a place. While I might have led with the idea that these games might have been Smash clones, I'll state again that it's a wrong statement. All these games, apart from the Cartoon Network one, have created their own identity in a sense. And it's great when a game like this is made by people who respect and love the community that is Smash, because they can implement the features that Smash fans like a lot. But I don't see any of these games as a replacement, more so alternatives if anything. I mean, Smash is 22 years old. This series has gone on for a long time, and I think it finally got to the point of retirement. I mean, come on. We're never gonna get something this magical again, and I think it's a good send-off for the series. But that doesn't mean other games can't take up the torch while creating a new identity for itself. Because while I love Smash with all my heart, the hype has been gone for me for a little bit now, and I'd be lying if I said I wasn't excited to see where this genre of games is headed outside of the Smash Brothers IP. But man, what a bunch of games to play through. And you know what? I think it's finally time I take on my arch nemesis. You know, I could scream within a fit of rage. Or I can do the more mature thing to do here.